All right. Actually, I think we're live. That's awesome. Sorry, guys. Uh, hey, everyone. How's it going? New streaming software here tonight. It looks like we are live across YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, and Instagram. And we're also live in the IT Career Accelerator community. If you guys can hear me, if everything looks good to you, let me know in the comments below. Like I said, it's our first night using this brand new software. But welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. If this is your first time tuning into a live stream, welcome. My name is Dakota. I am the host of the Bearded IT Died YouTube channel, the IT Career Podcast, and I also do mentoring in the IT Career Accelerator community. If you haven't guessed it by now, I'm here all about helping people enter and level up their careers in the IT field. That is what I do. That is my passion. And tonight, we are doing an Ask Me Anything where I am answering your guys' questions live here in chat. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them in the comments below and I will get to them right away. Look at this. We got the one and only Tyler Ramsey tuning in. Welcome, man. How's it going? Thank you for tuning into one of my live streams. I know it's been forever since I've done a live stream personally, but it's great. It's great to be back live streaming again. And gosh, I don't even know if like this is such new software I'm using tonight. Like, I think we're live streaming everywhere properly, but not 100% sure. Gotta love that. We're just gonna kind of have to roll with it. And yeah, it says we're live. I'm trying a new feature. We're actually streaming vertically on YouTube and LinkedIn as well as everywhere else in the normal horizontal format. There we go. Now I can see all the chat. Just chilling and studying for the A plus. Hey, that's awesome. Good evening. Volume a little in and out on YouTube. Well, I can fix that. I think this software is like automatically adjusting mic volume. How about now? Can you guys hear me a little bit better now? How the tables have turned. Absolutely. Well, everyone, absolutely. I am here to drop, to give you guys advice. And gosh, I really need to get used to this live streaming software. I apologize, guys. But anyways, if you have any questions at all, I am here to answer them. You know, I have had an amazing journey in the tech industry. I've been in the tech industry for about 8 years now, and I came into the tech industry because I was a bulldozer operator and I was bored with my job and I wanted to do something different. And it was a fellow YouTuber doing a live stream very similar to what I'm doing tonight that encouraged me to break in and make a change. And it's just what excites me the most is seeing people achieve their dreams. So awesome. And yeah, everyone, let me know where you're tuning in from. If you can hear me, okay. What are you using? Restream? I am actually using StreamYard. I bit the bullet and I'm using StreamYard because it allows me, because we host these bi-weekly meetings every week in the community and in my IT Career Accelerator community. And we decided we're going to bring the first half of it live to YouTube, but it allows me to actually give people in my IT Career Accelerator community a special platform where they can ask questions. They can actually hop on and we can do live coaching one-on-one here on the stream, and all those kinds of things. So that's what I'm using is StreamYard for this stream tonight. Yeah, that's better. I hate auto gain software. Absolutely. This is new to me. Make that change, homebody. I'm really trying to get in the habit of at least trying to bring back the weekly stream. So far I haven't been super successful. I've been doing the bi-weekly stream at best, but I'm really trying to bring back the weekly stream or maybe even multiple times a week as well. So uh so you're dabbling in building your own server but don't know where to even start. I do have RAM if needed some. you know a lot of times it depends on what your end goal is. Is the different types of servers out there. Are you trying to build a server that doesn't use a lot of electricity, that's low power? There's some great options with like Raspberry Pis and ARM servers out there. Do you even need to build a server from scratch? You know, can you buy a used server off of eBay to accomplish your goals? You know, there's tons of different options out there you can choose from. So, um, yeah. I noticed also it looks like my video's flipped as well. Camera. That looks better. You can actually read the text. Talking to the man in the mirror. That's just what made me think about it. But yeah. American dude here tuning in from the Philippines. Awesome. Daily stream YOLO. You know, working full time, running the YouTube channel, the community and everything. I something would have to give, and right now nothing's giving. You know, so I'd love to do a daily stream, but that is just not in the cards anytime soon. But hey, maybe in the future. Hey Dakota, I have an AAS or associate's degree in cybersecurity and interested in getting into cyber. I haven't worked in IT yet, so I'm planning on getting an A plus, then CCNA, then security plus. Is this a good plan? Um, that's an okay plan. You know, if you first of all, if you have dealt anything with technology, you likely don't need the A plus, especially if you're looking to jump into cyber. The A plus is really not a necessary certification. What I would recommend is if you're on the fence and you still feel strongly that you might need the A plus, go out and take some practice exams. If you get anything over like a 70% on a couple of different practice exams for the A plus, you don't need it. An A plus is not going to help you really break into cybersecurity. If you are looking to break straight into cybersecurity, then I would focus on the certifications you need for that job. And what that job is can vary. What parts of cybersecurity are you interested in? Cybersecurity is super vast. There's tons of different things out there you can do within cybersecurity. Most likely, if you're trying to break directly into cybersecurity, you're probably looking at like a SOC and level one job, a security analyst level one, some entry level job to just kind of get your foot in the door to the cybersecurity field as a stepping stone job where you can then pivot into your next higher role. So, you know, CCNA is a great certification to learn your networking basics. I always am a strong believer of you have to learn, you know, understand how the network works to be able to protect it. Again, it's not a hard set requirement for most cybersecurity jobs out there. Security Plus is going to teach you your basics. If you already have an associate's degree in cyber, you probably know most of what's on the security plus. So what I would personally do, and here's where the actual advice comes in, I was kind of going around there, is I would look at the jobs you're interested in, those entry level jobs in cybersecurity. And keep in mind, cybersecurity is not an entry level field. But if you are dead set on breaking directly into cybersecurity, look at those entry level jobs and what their requirements are. Go after those certifications, and more so than certifications, learn those skills. That's what most important at the end of the day, is knowing the skills and being able to demonstrate that you know those. An easy way to demonstrate that is through a certification, but that's only part of the picture. You're gonna have to do a lot of other things like building a home lab and other advice like that. So that's where I would start and kind of branch out from there. If you want to let me know a little bit more of what type of role you're going after, let me know. Look at this. We have our first super chat of the night. And the first super chat I have gotten in eons. And of course, it is 1337. Appreciate your support the last few weeks. And thank you again for featuring me on the channel. If you guys don't know, we just had Tyler Ramsey on the channel talking about how to break in to the cybersecurity field as a penetration tester. And for those of you who don't know, he just started his own penetration testing company, and he's also has the Hack Smarter learning platform and an amazing YouTube channel where he does live stream every single day. Let me see if I can actually pull that up and link to it here really quick in my own stream. Man, I am rusty at this, Tyler. It takes a lot of work to stream every day. Oh my gosh, Tyler. I am go to channel. There we go. If you guys are interested in breaking into cybersecurity, especially in the penetration testing side, definitely give his channel a check and let him know that where you're coming from. Okay, I missed some comments, so I'm going to scroll back here and see what I missed. I know I saw some chats from LinkedIn. Where did it go? Okay, if I miss your chat at all tonight, I apologize. I will try to get to everyone. Aside from studying, what advice could you give job seekers trying to break into the industry during the holiday break? You know, the holiday break is a rough time to break in, like, because in all honesty, most of the jobs you see out there that have job listings, they're not even returning phone calls or anything right now. So honestly, it's kind of a dead time to start applying for jobs. What I would recommend is honing in on your portfolio, whether that's, make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to date and looking sharp, practicing on your home labs to get some practice time in, especially if you have some time off with the holidays, practicing your home labs, documenting what your journey is, and some things like that. Doing those prep work that you normally don't have time to do when you're busy applying for jobs, just take a little bit extra time, refine your resume, get yourself prepared, because also when January 1, we're going to see some jobs hit the market. I feel like, budgets reset, January 1, people can start hiring for those jobs. Some of the jobs that are listed right now, they're going to start hiring again in January. So kind of take this time to prep yourself and get ready for the job applications is what I would recommend. I saw this post and I just had to bring it up because I think it's hilarious. It's Tracy from daycare. You forgot your kids. We're fine, or we're finna close soon. My kids are here at home, so I don't know who the heck this is. But we're gonna remove them from the channel. Love these chats. That's awesome. And it's so cool. This is my first time multi-streaming to so many different platforms. Like I said, we're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and it's so cool. And we're vertical streaming on YouTube as well. So we're not only just horizontal streaming, but we're vertical streaming as well. So it's my first time ever doing that. And it's super cool. Like, normally I have background music going on, couldn't get to work before the stream, so this is just super fun. Is computer science BS and A plus overkill for help desk? I want to say, and I say computer science, is completely overkill for a help desk job. A plus is actually not too bad for a help desk, especially if you don't have those entry level skills, and you don't have prior job experience. A plus will help open the doors to those interviews, but don't lean on it as a crutch that is going to get you those jobs. It's going to teach you the basics, the fundamentals. Some help desk require it. I haven't actually seen a job listing actually put it at the A plus as a requirement for quite some time. So I got the A plus when I was going after help desk. It's definitely a great certification still, but definitely don't need a college education for help desk. Absolutely not. Sec Plus or CCNA depends on what you're going after. If you are getting into networking, CCNA. If you're getting into cybersecurity, Sec Plus. They both have their places and roles, so it really depends on what you're interested in. At my job, a lot of the ISSOs don't really know what a config looks like. What a config looks like when we have to sanitize hardware. So I think the CCNA would be cool to get. CCNA is an amazing certification. This is coming from a networking guy, though. I absolutely love. I don't even know why I have my headphones on. There's no music. There's no audio going on. But I absolutely love the CCNA. It is a fun certification. It's a challenging certification. I highly recommend it over Network Plus. It will teach you light years more. I don't know about light years, but it'll teach you a whole lot more. So the CCNA is a great certification and is a great stepping stone to pivot. I used to say get your A plus first and then go after like a networking cert to build a career in IT. I don't think that's the case anymore. But what's great about networking is you can pivot so many different ways within the tech industry. It's a really useful stepping stone if you don't quite know what you want to do in tech. Uh, we'll need to know and understand hardware and network technology or topology. Excuse me. Was there a question earlier and I'm just forgetting about it? Um, but absolutely. I mean, you'll for most jobs you'll need to know that. Thank you so much for answering my question. I was thinking of trying to be more, or trying to be more measured and go into IT help desk than trying to break into cybersecurity. I mean, that is absolutely going to be the easiest path. It really depends on what your goals are, what you can manage salary wise. For me, I took that path where I was a college dropout. At the time I broke into the IT field, I didn't have my A plus even yet. I had no certifications anymore. And I knew to make a quick change, I was gonna have to do help desk and then work my way up. Um, I also feel strongly that people who kind of start at those very entry level positions and work their way up have a lot better understanding of just tech in general, and when they get into those higher positions, they have more respect and understanding of those lower level positions and can collaborate and communicate with them better. So I think the best way to get into the tech industry, any sector you're going, cybersecurity, networking, cloud, programming, whatever, is to start at the bottom and work your way up. Like break into the help desk, do at least a year at the help desk or that entry level role, and then move on to your next. It's also going to be, you're going to be able to get more raises quicker by kind of doing that job hop. You got to be careful with that. Job hopping can be detrimental if you do it too much and too often, but if you are methodical about it, and you know every other year or so you look for that next position and you can see a clear line that you're developing your progression in your career and leveling up, not just making lateral moves, that's definitely the much easier way to go. Oh, okay. They all require Sec Plus. Most cybersecurity jobs do, absolutely. Hit that like button, everyone. Thank you, absolutely. Congratulations on the new company, Tyler. Yeah, what Tyler is doing is amazing. I've been tuning into his live streams quite often, and it is so cool. He was on the channel recently. Everyone, seriously, if you haven't watched that video we released, gosh, I think it's almost been 2 weeks ago. It was an awesome live stream, and Tyler dumped so much useful information on it. Everyone, definitely go check it out. Yo, what do you think about AI roles in modern pen testing, or what about AI's role in modern pen testing? I am not a pen tester. The person to ask is Tyler. Um, and I linked to his channel just shortly, not too long ago. You can probably scroll up in the chat. Um, I think it's absolutely going to have a place. I think AI in general, it is here to stay, and it is going to be in every sector of tech. You're not going to be able to escape it. I don't think this is a bubble that's going to go away. AI is here to stay. And I'm going to say it is taking jobs. But before you get all mad and leave the stream, let me rephrase that. For every job it takes, it is adding 2 to 3 more jobs into the market. This is just the natural evolution of tech that we're seeing. People are getting up in arms that AI is taking jobs, it is removing jobs, people are losing jobs, they can't find jobs. Yes, it is. People are losing jobs that aren't willing to evolve and utilize AI as the tool that it is. The same thing happened several years ago with, the cloud computing, and it's just the next tech iteration. And jobs are changing, jobs are constantly shifting. The tech field is evolving at such a rapid rate, and it always has been and it always will be. It's just the natural evolution of working in tech. And if you're not okay with that, if you're not okay with being a lifetime learner, with constantly evolving your skills and leveling up yourself, this might not be the right field for you. And that kind of got really heavy really quick, but it's the truth. In tech, you have to constantly be evolving and developing your skills and learning new skills and staying curious. And I guarantee you, you will find success in this field if you do those things. If you are constantly like on the edge of what's the latest and greatest and enjoy learning and finding out about all these new things, you're going to find huge success in this tech field. You're going to make the big bucks, and you're going to be the one that recruiters are pounding down your door with job offers. If you are not willing to evolve, though, if you like to get comfortable and just come in and do the basic 9 to 5 and just do the bare minimum, AI is going to replace you, and you are going to get kicked out of this field faster than you can believe. So that's my 2 cents on just AI in general. Definitely, I go check out Tyler's channel and see what he has to say about AI in pen testing, but I think it absolutely has a place. Uh, it really does. LOL, much harder than it looks. Oh, gosh, Tyler, I forgot what you mentioned. So many moving pieces while alive. Oh, yes, absolutely. Gosh, I need to get caught up on this chat. There's so many people. This is so fun. I miss doing live streams. I used to do these weekly, and I just lost traction, and I'm glad to be back at it. But anyways, this guy here on screen, Tyler Ransby, he is on YouTube. Check out his YouTube. He live streams nearly every day, though I think tomorrow is his last live stream for the year because he's about to do a penetration test on an organization, and he's going to be fully devoted to that. So when he's not pen testing, he's live streaming. So, and creating some awesome learning material. Hey, there's a face I know. Dexter, how's it going? No, it will help you land the job easier, but it is not overkill. Just know that HD isn't really the end goal for you, or help desk, excuse me. Use it as a stepping stone for the next job. 100%. Couldn't have said it better myself. What would be more valuable, masters in information technology or CCNP? That is a difficult question that is almost impossible to answer because I don't know what your end goal is. Without knowing your end goal, I can't tell you what's more valuable. A master's in information technology, I feel, is almost overkill for any job nowadays, unless you're going to go work for one of the FANGs, the big giant organizations, Facebook, Netflix, like one of them. College education is quickly becoming irrelevant in tech. It still has a place, absolutely. But that's not even comparing apples to apples. That's not apples to oranges. That's like comparing like an apple to like I don't know, a car or something. Like those are two totally different leagues, CCNP and a master's in information technology. CCNP is going to get you a networking job. Is CCNP is still almost to the level where you get your CCNP and you got recruiters hitting you up constantly. It's starting to lose that pull a little bit, but it's still there. And for masters in information technology, I don't know. I can almost never recommend that, spending that much on a college education. Thank you. I don't want to appear overqualified when I apply for jobs. Absolutely. Because I'm not. Awesome. Most any help desk hiring manager is going to understand that their positions are gateways and will overlook the higher qualifications. Absolutely. I have 14 years in the field. Sorry, I cannot talk tonight. I have 14 years in field tech and help desk. Cyber learning has been tough with ADHD. Man, my ADHD is strong tonight. Absolutely. It is difficult, but find what you enjoy, like how you enjoy learning. It might be tough so far still because you haven't found the way you learn properly. Everyone's a different learner. I am a visual and hands-on learner. I like to watch something and then I like to go do it. That's why I have networking gear right over here. This isn't just for display. I actually test this equipment and do things. I have a whole full rack in my garage of networking equipment and servers and stuff like that that I love to constantly tinker with. And that's how I learn new skills. Is I read about it, I watch a video on it, and then I go do it. That's how I learn. That might not work for you. That doesn't work for everyone. You need to figure out your way of learning. And once you find that, you'll know, because it will click and it'll just become so much easier. Pat Allen tuning in from the IT Career Accelerator community. CCNA gets you more looks typically. Absolutely. And I also have mentioned the IT Career Accelerator several times. And this stream is sponsored by the IT Career Accelerator, by the way. If you don't know what the IT Career Accelerator is, it is a community I have built that helps you and really everyone break into the tech industry or level up your careers. It's a community of like-minded people that are all in the same boat as you are. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with their resume. Why aren't they getting interviews? Why are the interviews they're going to not calling them back? They're getting personalized coaching from me and other coaches in the community. It's been a real joy, because the whole reason I started this is because I wanted to find a way where I can actually directly impact people. I started off with just doing basic one-on-one coaching, which was great, but that wasn't scalable. I only could help certain people with certain skills. Scheduling was difficult. I work a full-time job. I got 3 kids, a wife, and I realized that I needed to create a platform to do this because no one else was doing this. And it is a amazing community of people who have either broke into the field already, who are trying to break into the field, who are leveling up, all different stages. So if you guys are interested in checking it out, I think the link should be down in the description, depending on what platform you're on, or you can scan the QR code up here. I know it's not showing up that great, but definitely go check it out. And I wasn't planned or anything. Gosh, like I said, I am so rusty at this. I used to be able to do these things so easily and so smoothly, but it has been a minute. Let me see if I could find where I was in the chat. Okay. Answer questions faster, bro. Man, I feel like I'm answering these questions fast. Sorry. Gosh. All right. Next question here. Definitely start with building your own home lab. You'll become proficient in operating systems, firewalls, AV setup, logging, EDR, to name a few. Test commands and see how the systems perform. Absolutely. Can we contact you in any way for one-on-one short sessions? Absolutely. If you guys go to thebeardeditdad.com, and at the top of the page there's a career resources link, and you can book one-on-one coaching calls with me there. Paying $450 is very daunting. I think you were talking about maybe you're talking about Security Plus there, but certifications are, yeah, they are expensive and definitely not showing any signs of coming down anytime soon. But there are some great platforms out there that do have inexpensive certifications and practical certifications, and that also can teach you the skills. You don't necessarily need the certifications if you can show the hiring manager that you know what you need to know, if you know the material. Gonna copy some of those ideas down. Just got a Raspberry Pi. Absolutely. Looks like we got our first chat from Twitch. Gosh, I haven't live streamed to Twitch in years. Hopefully the live stream actually came up properly. I mean, obviously it did, because we just got a chat from it. But welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Yo, you'll have to ask me while I live stream tomorrow morning. Oh yeah, I was talking about AI and pen testing. Definitely this is the guy to ask. Unfortunately, I am 17 years old from India and got my semester exam tomorrow. I think I may not attend the stream. Hey, that's okay. I'll ask you for you, and then you can catch. He always records those live streams, and you can catch it on the live stream afterwards. My aunt had a certification in typing back in the day. Then computers happened. Hey, typing is still a very useful skill to have. I was going to try to pull up the stream on Twitch just to see. Oh, that's going to be too much of a pain. What do you all recommend for someone who's getting into the field? I'm getting ready to finish my associates in IT. Uh, I make more now than I would as a level one help desk. What should I do? That is a difficult situation to be in. When I broke into the field beforehand, I was a bulldozer operator. I was making like $75,000 a year. I was making bank for just sitting in a heated and air conditioned cab, just pushing some levers. And I took over a $20,000 a year pay cut to make this change. But with that said, you're in a different situation than I was. I had no college education. I had no certifications. I was just taking the first entry level job I could get. And I made that back pretty quick. I made that back within a year. But with that said, you have experience. If you have an associate's degree, you have more experience than I did. You are able to get more than an entry level job. And some entry level jobs, especially level one jobs, still pay pretty decently. So, um, you know, work on your skills, work on your portfolio, try to level up yourself, maybe try to break in higher than that entry level position. It happens every day. I'm not going to tell you it doesn't happen. It is absolutely possible, but you have to understand it's not going to be as easy. You're going to have to work harder at it. You're going to have more skills. You're going to have to demonstrate those skills better. It is a battle. You're going to have to network with more people, because so often in tech, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I absolutely hate that, but it's the truth. So, create a plan for yourself. If you have questions on how to create a plan, book a coaching call with me. Join our IT Career Accelerator community. The QR code's still up here, and we'll help you try to figure out what you need to do. I mean, you can join the community. That community is not just a paid community. We have free tiers for people. So if money's an problem, there's a free tier to join the community, and you can still ask questions at that free tier. So love the podcast. Thank you. The podcast has been a labor of love, and my goal for 2026 is to get back to being consistent, to releasing an episode every day, every Monday, every week. This year I really slacked on it. It was kind of just reformatting the whole show and everything. But 2026, my goal is every Monday morning to have a brand new episode, 52 podcast episodes at minimum in 2026. And we actually have some really crazy guests lined up as well already. So it's going to get a whole level up. Continual learning. Per my ASU business class, jobs will change every 2 years due to technology. 100%. More Cisco. Absolutely. Hey, how's it going? That's a face I haven't seen since Cisco Live. Yes, absolutely. Gotta love Cisco. It kind of kills me a little bit every day. I work at my work. We don't use a single piece of Cisco equipment. I'm such a Cisco fanboy, and I go to a job that is 100% Juniper environment and Adtran. At least Adtran CLI is very similar to Cisco CLI, but still, I miss my Cisco. Hope this is helpful. Started collecting certifications since summer 2024. GFACT, SC900, IBM Skill Builder, GSEC attempt, and build a project. Landed a SOC analyst job 4 months ago. My studies were literature. That's awesome. Congratulations on the SOC analyst job. It is absolutely possible to break into cybersecurity by just building your skill set, building your skills, building your network, and yeah, it is 100% achievable. Take it from somebody with both the masters or MS. Yeah, sorry. Will open up management doors. If you don't want to be a manager, then stop at a bachelor's degree. If you want to be a senior engineer, get the CCNP. That is 100% true. Man, we got some big shots tuning into this live stream tonight. That is so cool. But That is great advice. Masters for management, bachelor's, uh, and then stop at bachelor's. Yeah, if you don't want to be a manager, stop at a bachelor's. And if you want to be a senior engineer, get your CCMP. Is there any laptop recommendations for cyber major in college? In honesty, almost any laptop will do nowadays. You can do, I mean, yeah, any laptop that is built in the last 10 years, in honesty, can probably do most things that you need to do. It's just personal preference, how fast you want it to be, how much money do you want to dump into it, things like that. Great job, Nat. A master's in IT seems more applicable if you're part of research and development for a new design. You know, I can see that depending on what your master's is, and what your specific areas of focus. But yeah, it degrees have their place. It just really depends on what your end goal is. So, thanks, I appreciate it, my friend. Absolutely. Again, trying to answer these questions more faster because someone complained about it. And yes, I did say more faster. You're doing awesome, Dakota. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I did a live stream, I don't know, last month, but it's been a while since I've done one. Let's see. How long have we been live streaming? Oh, about a half an hour now. It's awesome. I've been struggling to get calls back from anyone legitimate. Indeed and LinkedIn are full of scams and fake posts. There are tons of, these ghost jobs and scams out there. But I'm going to tell you some harsh advice, and everyone listen up, because I was told this advice once and I thought it was such a jerk thing for this person to say, but it is 100% the truth and it works. If you find yourself applying for jobs and you're not getting interviews, your resume sucks. If you are getting interviews but you're not getting job offers, your interview skills suck. It's as simple as that. I was told that once because I had 2 years on the help desk. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go on to the next job. I have all the skills I need. And I started applying for jobs and crickets. I wasn't getting any call back, or I was getting the scam calls or the BS recruiters. And someone gave me that advice. And I'm like, well, screw you. But I went back, completely threw out my resume, rewrote it, cleaned it up, simplified it. Boom. I started getting interview requests. Every job I applied for was inviting me for an interview. So if you find yourself applying for jobs and you're not getting interviews, your resume sucks. If you're getting interviews but not getting job offers, you need to work on your interview skills. It is as simple as that. There's no more math. There's no more, pyramid scheme. There's no conspiracy about it. It is linear. That's how it is. So I'm not saying, I haven't seen your resume, so I can't give you any advice on it. If you want advice on your resume, check out the IT Career Accelerator, because we do resume reviews all the time in there. But that is definitely something I truly believe in. I've personally seen it happen, and just you need to redo your approach. I got a BS in computer science and forensics in 2019 at 41. Been struggling to transfer into the IT department at my gov agency, and in some place it would be a pay cut, or in some place it would be a pay cut. No, absolutely, it can be difficult, especially if you're trying to avoid a pay cut. um in that case, you're just going to have to level up what your skills are. You're going to have to level up your portfolio. At the end of the day, when you're applying for these jobs, you're being a salesperson, and what the product you're selling is you. And don't take that in a wrong way, but you are really selling your skills, your ability to communicate with others. And if you aren't a good salesman and you're not demonstrating those skills well, if you're not working on your personal brand, you're going to have a difficult time finding a job, especially if you need a higher paying job when you break in. You're going to have to do more work. You're going to have to work on your personal branding. You're going to have to work on the skills you have, and you're going to have to demonstrate those experiences. You're going to have to work on your portfolio. Either create a GitHub, create articles on LinkedIn, create a blog where you're talking about what you're doing and why you are at that level. You know, everyone is trying to break into tech, and those jobs that pay less, they're all down here. You need, and you're trying to go after these jobs that are up here. You need to convince that hiring manager that you can perform at this level, that you have these skills. So you have to work on that personal branding, and it's difficult. It is not an easy task. It's 100% doable though. So for those who want to get into hacking, try to create your own CTF machine. I learned to do so much by building machines. Absolutely. All right. I struggle to stay on my home lab and hacking platform due to my ADHD. You know, that's, I mean, I can relate to that 100%. Um, you just got to find what interests you, what your spark is, you know, what keeps you motivated, how you can learn best. You know, do you need music on? Do you need to set a calendar reminder and like only study on certain blocks? There's so many different things when it comes to focusing on those tasks. But don't use your ADHD as a crutch. Don't just use it and say that, you know, oh, I can't because I got ADHD. Because let me tell you, a lot of us in the tech industry have ADHD. A lot of us are on the spectrum, but we're all doing it. We've all done it. It's not rocket science. You know, you're not reinventing the wheel. It's been done and proven that it can be done time and time again. So I need to improve my defensive skill set. Which of the cybersecurity learning platforms would you recommend? You know, there is tons out there. I would recommend. Tyler would have the best recommendations because I'm a networking guy. Personally, what I've used, and that's what I'm going to recommend because that's all I've used, and I don't like recommending things I haven't used. Try Hack Me and Hack the Box do have blue team um labs and machines that you can go through to practice the defensive side of cybersecurity. So I definitely look into those two platforms. I'm not sure because I haven't used Tyler's Hack Smarter platform. If he has any labs or you know lessons on that side of the thing, um, but definitely I do your research. I just don't have experience as much in it, so I can't make recommendations on the different platforms out there. I'm gonna scroll down here because Tyler already answered that question. Gosh, I didn't realize how far behind I was. So Hack Smarter doesn't have any blue team labs yet, all red team. And then he thinks, and this is what I was thinking as well, that Hack the Box purchase Let's Defend. So it will be top tier. Yeah, Hack the Box. I know they purchased Let's Defend. So absolutely, I would look at Hack the Box. With that, I totally lost where I was. Oh my goodness. No, I just found it. What advice would you give for someone coming from a healthcare field and ready to ready to graduate with my bachelor's in cybersecurity? Start working on your personal brand. Personal branding is huge, especially if you're trying to skip those entry level lower positions and break it right into like cybersecurity or something like that. You need to be networking with people in cybersecurity, working on your personal brand, working on your portfolio. Those things are what's going to differentiate yourself from all the others. Because let's be honest, there's hundreds and thousands of people that just graduated with their bachelor's degree in cybersecurity that are all going after those same jobs that you're going to be going after. How are you going to make yourself stand out from the crowd? You need to have a immaculate personal brand. You need to have a portfolio built. You need to network with people because again, I'm going to say it again because I absolutely hate it, but it's true. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's not just sometimes, it's a lot of the time. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So you need to network with people. You need to go to in-person meetups, you know, check out B-Sides, check out the different conferences like Black Hat, DEF CON. I don't know if I'd recommend Black Hat as for you just starting out because it's expensive, but there's tons of great local meetups and, you know, national meetups that you can go to meet with people and build those connections. Why does everyone push to A plus instead of just studying the CCNA? Even without the A plus, you can learn a lot from the CCNA. Absolutely, it just depends on what job you're going after. I think a lot of people push the A plus because it's easy. It's an easy starting point, especially if you don't know where you want to go. If you want to get into networking, absolutely skip the A plus and go straight to the CCNA. Did I say that backwards? Was I? Anyways, if you're just trying to break into help desk and then figure out where you're going, get the A plus. Absolutely. If you want to break into networking, go straight for the CCNA. If you don't have a strong understanding on networking, you're going to get a job that has to deal with networking, because let's be honest, a lot of jobs you have to understand how the network works. That's why I always lean towards the CCNA as a great starting point. But it is a beast of a certification. It assumes you know things. It is not technically an entry level certification. It's close, but not quite. The CompTIA trifecta looks great on a resume. A plus, network plus, security plus. But I agree, CCNA is better. Absolutely. And I'm gonna say it because CompTIA hasn't been on my great list a lot lately. The trifecta is dying, if it's not already dead. The trifecta I don't think is necessary anymore. That's my take. Take it, leave it, whatever. I definitely don't think anyone needs the trifecta. It doesn't really do any good. Employers aren't even considering most of them anymore. Security plus is still very much valid, especially if you want to get into GovTech or be a contractor, because a lot of organizations it's a hard requirement. You can't get around it. So security plus still definitely has a place. If you are brand new to tech and really have never dealt with anything in tech, the A plus is a great starting point. It's going to teach you your basics, how to deal with hard drives, hardware, software, OS systems, stuff like that. Network plus, I don't recommend it. I cannot recommend that as a certification. If you want to learn this material on the network plus, great. But if you are going after a network plus, get the CCNA. It's going to teach you so much more. And yes, it's not a vendor neutral certification, but it's going to teach you so much more. And let's be honest, networking is networking. I am a hardcore at heart Cisco guy. I took the CCNA. I've grown up doing Cisco networking. That was my bread and butter. And then I left the company and went to work for an organization that used nothing but Juniper. You know how long it took me to figure out how to use Juniper networking equipment? Day one, I was using it. There's a slight differences in the syntax, but all the networking protocols, everything still functions the same. So you're going to need to learn those skills anyways. You're just, each vendor might have a slightly different, syntax or CLI they use. So CCNA is a great certification for networking. Rant over. I don't think the trifecta really does. When you look at job descriptions, I rarely see them listed. CCNA, on the other hand, is always there. That's kind of what I'm getting to nowadays. Trifecta used to be like 2-3 years ago was super strong. I noticed this change about a year or two before CompTIA sold to private equity. Is there any laptop recommendations for cybersecurity? I already answered that question. Now my university uses all the CompTIA books to earn my bachelor's degree. I'm assuming you're probably going to WGU. I've also earned it or earned some certs on TCM security. Great platform. And I need to invest more time on my home labs and try hack me. Absolutely. Certifications are only going to get you so far. If I haven't said it already, I'll say it again. Certifications are at best going to get your foot into the interview, foot in the door to the interview. They will not ever land you a job. No certification out there. I need to rephrase that. Most certifications out there will never land you a job. I mean, there's the few like CCIE certifications. Okay, those might give you a very specific job, but 9 out of 10 times a certification, all it's going to do for you is get your foot in the door to an interview. From there, it is up to you to convince that hiring manager why they need to hire you. So A lot of people, it's so frustrating. They use certifications as a crutch. They're like, I can't start applying for jobs until I get my certifications. No, that is not the case. You can start applying for jobs right away. You don't need the certifications. They will help you, but you don't need them. So absolutely. I am a huge home labber. Uh, for those of you who know Dewan Lightfoot, he started the lab every day movement. I absolutely am a firm believer. I used to lab every day. I just don't have time anymore. Full-time job, running a business, all that kind of stuff. But building home labs and documenting what you're doing is huge. And you'll find great success doing that. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you now, I only have about 9 more minutes. I'm going to wrap this up around 7 o'clock. But this has been a blast. This has been an absolute blast. There's a chance, I'm not going to promise it, but there's a chance I might try to live stream again by the end of the week. So if you're not already, please subscribe and hit that bell icon so you receive notifications of our next live stream. Okay, there's my little plug there. I'm going to try to rapid fire through these questions here. So I get to them all. Tyler, thank you for the advice. Amazing advice. Looking forward to putting into work and leveling up in 2026. It's frustrating that someone in college can't get an internship to learn the job. It is frustrating. Absolutely. But it really depends on what you're trying to do. You can get an internship, and I kind of hate sentences like this. I'm not coming at you, please don't. I'm not hating on you, but I hate it when people do say this, because you can absolutely get an internship. You can get an internship without the college. You can get it. It just depends on what your goals are, and how, again, you have to work on that personal branding and how you're representing yourself out there nowadays. So there's internships out there, but don't ever think that, oh, I have a college degree, I'm going to get the internship. Oh, I have these certifications, I'm going to get an internship. Oh, I have this, I should get a job, no problem. Because that's not how the world works anymore. It absolutely doesn't work that way. You got to fight for your job. You got to fight for your career, and it never ends. And you know, at the end of the day, the people who are the most successful in this career field are the people who love technology. They love learning. They love it. Because if you're in this for the money, this is not the field for you. You're going to burn out quick. This is a hard life if you're in it for the money. If you are excited about new technology and problem solving and understanding that things are going to be probably broken more often than they're working, this is for you. You're going to have so much fun with this, and you're going to be able to excel so quickly. So, okay, I'm going to kind of skim through these comments here because, like I said, I only have about 5 more minutes, and we're going to do dinner with the family. Hey, I've been a scam baiter for hey, I've been a scam baiter for the past 4 years. My main focus on URL based scams, accept learning, networking as well. Do you know what? What? No. I'm just breaking into cybersecurity. That's awesome. Uh, as a tech, or as a tech PM, if you been around tech projects, so you've got some relatability experience, getting the CCNA will absolutely help give you the edge. Okay. Gosh, I am so far behind. I apologize, guys, if I didn't get to your questions. Dakota, woo, let's go. That's awesome. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. It has been a blast. I don't know why that's not going away. There we go. Again, if you guys are looking for a community of like-minded people that are interested in tech, that are trying to break into tech, and you are looking for place to ask those questions, definitely check out the IT Career Accelerator. It is my personally built community that I built with tons of resources in there. We got resume templates, we have a resume course, we have tons of different resources to help you get your dream job in the tech industry. We do one-on-one coaching, we do asynchronous video coaching, which is a crazy new platform. I'm not the only coach in there now. I have other experts in there to offer advice and help people out. And yeah, it's an amazing platform. So definitely, if you haven't already, go check it out. Like I said, there's even a free tier if you if money's an issue. You know, it's just a little bit less, you know, you get less resources out the free tier. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Let me know really quick, do you want me to do more live streams? Do you like these live streams? If so, let me know in the comments, because I would absolutely love to start bringing these live streams back and answering some of these questions. And maybe even next time we can start bringing some of the audience on to ask questions. That's definitely something I've started thinking about and working out on how to do. So, but yeah, awesome guys. Have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, keep learning. Thank you again.